And welcome back to another episode of Mini Daily. Now, this is a small section of footage from a big film that's coming, but I just thought I'd take the time just to talk to you. We look at all these cars here, they all have a story, they all have a past, they all have history behind them. Like, somebody walked into a dealership and bought that car new, and it sits here now, like this. Now, I know it's waiting on its next lease of life, and hopefully it'll get it. But that was somebody's pride and joy at one stage. It was an English import also. But somebody took the time even to modify it. Like, there's different seats and stuff like that in it. Like, this was somebody's passion. You know, I think people forget that a lot of the times with cars. You know, was somebody, brought home from the hospital as a baby in the back seat, the same as the estate over there. Like, how many holidays did that go on? You know, how many trips pulling a caravan maybe, or, even family days out to the beach. You look at this mark then, you say the same thing, like, how did it end up here? When did someone actually stop loving the car? It's a shame to see, but like, you look at the rust there and the light, maybe somebody broke the light and that was enough, that was the end of it. And then you go to the stage where people have started restoring a car, and for whatever reason gave up. You see that a lot on the likes of Car SOS, and that is just, what's the story behind these? There's like the DS there, like, that's all that's left of it. That and a couple of lights and like a bumper and stuff. They're all cars that are gone, but they all had a story. And you'd hope that all of these would have a story to tell after this, that it's not just the end point for them. Like, I don't know, like, look at the green on that, like, that's years sitting there. But again, it's in primer, like, it's somebody's project. Like, you look at this Merc, there's the accident damage on the wing, is that what ended it? But it's still a good car. Like, we seem to have turned into like a throwaway society where, you know, things like this should just be binned for a minor problem. Like, it's a perfectly good car. You look at this DAF, like, what's the story with that? Like, how did it end up there? Somebody go and buy a new shinier car because the next door neighbours have a new shinier car, you know? Or is it the NCT? Like, is it all of that? Is it the pushing the Euro standards and, saying that they're not safe? Like, okay, the roads are an awful lot faster these days, but if you drive reasonably, like, a car like that would do you, from point A to point B. We don't need cars that'll do 140 or 150 miles an hour because we don't have the roads for it. Like, look at the old builder's van there, the old Escort. And then you go to this. Like, this really is the end. A lot of people would look at that and say, yeah, it's fit for the bin. But if you really look at that car, there's still plenty of usable parts on it. Like, there's loads, the radiator, like the front suspension there, the wheels, the roof rack that's sitting over there. These are all parts that can be used still. That's where the car is there. It's waiting for the next person to come and, adds a piece to the jigsaw for their project. I know the seats might be shot and that as water gets into them, but like, there's switches there. There's still stuff left. Like the light, there you go, can all be used. But again, somebody walked into a dealership one day and bought that car brand new, and look at it now. Like, it's a shame. Well, what can you do? These, yes, these are cars that are ready to go on the road. They're loved, they're protected, they're covered over, so they don't get dust on them or dirt or anything like that. Again, these cars are all just waiting on their next owner, whoever they may be, but them three cars will drive out of there. Like, somebody lovingly restored them, or they could be original as well, which is lovely to see. Like, where do we go wrong? These cars, vintage cars, bring people together. No matter what you say, like at a car show, there's always people talking. You make friends from it. Cars are an easy thing to make friends with. If you have a car, you're interested in cars, you can talk to people about cars. It's the same as people who are interested in football. Like, you look at this now, that could be the start of somebody's dream project. And it's just sitting there waiting for it. But people don't know they're there. And then you look at this. I know why that's sitting there. That car is sitting there because it's €710 a year to tax. And people are waiting for it to turn the magic 30. Oh, what can you do? Only leave them sit.